Hello guys, welcome once again. In the last video, I have shown you that how can you create an app like this of an interface having hello world typed in, and how can you run that, and how can you create an emulator on your Android Studio. But there was a problem that our emulator was too heavy to run and was too slow. Okay, so in order to overcome that situation, or in order to overcome that problem, we have to have a new emulator that should be faster than this original emulator of Android Studio. So today we're gonna be solving that problem, and you can solve that problem by downloading another emulator that is fast enough that it can run your apps in seconds. Okay, so first of all, go to your open your favorite browser, go to google.com, and in here in the bar type GenyMotion. Okay, so when you type that, you will have a lot of links, so click the very first link that you get. Okay, then you will have something like this. Okay, so this is the GenyMotion.com is the official website of GenyMotion, and remember that this website looks like this. Okay, so here you can choose the plans. Okay, so I'll choose one of the plan. Okay, so in here you can see the enterprise. This is the business plan, this is the enterprise, so we do not choose any of that. We will choose the individual, and when we will come to the individual, you can see that I have two plans, that is one in die and that is the basic. So for learning purpose, I will just download the basic one, and if you for business purposes or for the higher purposes, for like software houses and other platforms, you will be downloading business platform or something like that. But for now, for the downloading purpose, I will just download this basic. So I will get started. Okay, so now I'll be redirected to this kind of page where it is telling me that congratulations, you can now enjoy. So here you have to click on download GenyMotion package. So when you will hit that, you will be redirected to this kind of page, because I have already signed up for that. But when you will hit download, it will ask you to create your account or sign up, and if you already have an account, then sign in. I already have signed in, so I am signed in into that, so that's why it has not asked me to sign in yet. So now there are, when you will sign in or when you will sign up with the GenyMotion, then you will be redirected to this kind of page where these two options will be available: download for Windows without Virtualbox and download for Windows with Virtualbox. So if you already have Virtualbox in your computer system, then you need to download this. Okay, then you will download this. But if you don't have Virtualbox like me, I don't have Virtualbox, I have not downloaded it from anywhere, so I'm hoping that you won't be having that too. So download this, download for Windows, and that is 154 MB. So just hit download, and in a while it will be start downloading. So I will wait until it gets downloaded. So now you can see that we have successfully downloaded our GenyMotion. So I will click here on open folder, and there you go, you can see that GenyMotion is downloaded. So I just need to run that. I will double click on that. So now you can see when I will hit yes, it will ask me to choose a language. So I will choose English. Okay, and then I will hit OK, and it will start installing. So remember that program files, GenyMobile, GenyMotion, this is the path. So you need to remember that, because we are going to need that. Okay, in upcoming task while configuring it. Okay, so hit next, and here it is. Okay, so if you don't want to create a startup menu folder, then check that, otherwise let it go that way. Now if you want to create a desktop shortcut, take it. If you don't want to create it, just uncheck it. So I will create a desktop shortcut. So now I'll hit next, and now I will install. So now you will see it will keep installing, and in a while it will get installed. So you can see that it is moving fast. We have to wait. And one thing you need to make sure that I will tell you that why we are using this GenyMotion is because the emulator that is already we have in the form of Android Studio, that is the basic emulator provided by Android Studio, as it is a little bit slower, and GenyMotion is faster than that. So we want to run our app faster. We do not want to wait for one app for 5 or 10 minutes, because it usually takes 5 minutes to run one app on that Android Studio emulator. Okay, so hopefully this will be running the app fast. So now you can see that here we are, and it is preparing to install, so we have to wait. So now you will see it is actually configuring Microsoft Visual C++ 2008 redistributable file, and if you have that, it will be configured. So you will wait until and unless it gets done, and now you can see that it is almost done. Now the next thing that is will start to install is the Oracle Virtualbox. Okay, so here it is. So I don't have the Virtualbox, so that's why I have downloaded it along with GenyMotion. So I will start installing my Virtualbox. Just hit next, and if you want to create a shortcut on the desktop, then go with it, but I don't want, so I will hit next. And network interfaces, it is telling me about a warning, but I will proceed and I will hit install, and you can see that it has started installing the Virtualbox. And until and unless this Virtualbox will not get completed, GenyMotion setup will be hanged here. So first this Virtualbox installation will be completed, and then the GenyMotion installation will be completed gradually. Okay, so now you can see that it is showing me something, this device software, would you like to install that? So I will hit install. Okay, so now when it will get completed, it will say that start Oracle VM Virtualbox after installation. So you got to finish this, and your GenyMotion installation will also be finished. So now you will see that this Virtualbox manager window will be opened like this. So we don't need that yet, so we'll close that, and you can see that GenyMotion setup is complete. Okay, so we'll launch GenyMotion, finish. So when you will launch your GenyMotion, you will see something like this. This is the preview of GenyMotion, and we have to wait until it load all the plugins. And now you will see something like this. So this is the personal use of GenyMotion, version of GenyMotion, and all that. You have to accept that. Okay, so when you will accept that, it will ask you whether you want to have any virtual device or not. Okay, so you have to hit yes. So when you will hit, so now you need to sign in actually from your Android for your Android virtual device. If you want to download one of that, you need to sign in with your GenyMotion ID that you have created, okay, with which you have downloaded all the zip package. Okay, So without that you cannot download the zip package either. So when you will hit sign in, so it will ask you for the credentials here. So put your username whatever it is, and also put your password whatever it is. Okay, so make sure here that you take care of capital or small letters, and when you will sign in it will show you a plenty of devices. Okay, so now I have successfully signed in, and it is going to show me the available virtual devices, and I can select any of them. So let's say I will select this 4.4.4. this is the KitKat version, and this is the most stable Android version, and I can select Lollipop either. So you can select either of them, they are the best. And if you are watching this video in the future, then you can select any of that. Okay, it all depends upon you. So I will select 4.4.4 and I will hit next, and when I will hit next it will ask me please check the virtual properties before deployment, and I will check all the properties here. The screen size is okay, the memory size is 2 GB and this is okay too, and the data disk capacity I'm okay with that too. So now what I will do, I will okay I will hit cancel, start, add. Okay, so I just cancelled it with the mistake. So I will select any of that, let's say Lollipop. I'll hit next. Okay, virtual device name whatever you want to give it, I will give it a name like Lollipop, let's say. Okay, so now I'll hit next, and it will start downloading and it will start deploying that device. Okay, so one thing you need to make sure that you must have to give a name to your device, virtual device that you are deploying. Okay, so now it will start downloading that, and when it will download that I will get back to you when it will get it done with that. Okay, so now this is 246 MB you can see, and I have to wait until it gets done. So now you can see that our download is finished for GenyMotion, and now we just need to click on the finish, and when we will click on the finish you can see we have a device named as Lollipop. I have named it Lollipop, you can name it whatever you want. So from here I can select it and I can do settings about it, and I can also delete it, but I have selected these settings. So here you can see that it has 4 processors, 2 GB of RAM, and the values given here are custom. So if I define here predefined, then it changes. Okay, so let's do it as predefined. Okay, so now hit OK, and I can run my device by first selecting here and then hit start. Your device, your Android device that you have downloaded, or your Android virtual machine, that is GenyMotion, it will start running. Okay, so you have to wait until your Android device starts running, and then we will integrate that device into our Android Studio. So first let me show you to. So after that you will see that my device has started running here. Okay, so I have to wait until and unless this device started running. You can see the welcome screen. Okay, hit OK, and this is our mobile phone emulator, and in that way I can have I can run apps here. So you can see that this is pretty handy and pretty easy to use. Okay, so that emulator is faster than the emulator that is being used in Android Studio. So now I will configure this emulator with Android Studio. Okay, so how can I do that? I will go to the files. Okay, remember that. Then I will come to the settings, here settings, and I will click settings. Okay, remember that option. So when you will click settings, you will have this kind of option. So in here you need to select this plugins option. Now when you will select this plugins, you need to select this browse repositories. Okay, again you need to select this plugin, then you need to select here browse repositories. When you will hit that, you will have a lot of plugins here. So you need to search here GenyMotion, and there it is. So you need to select this, then hit install, and then it will start downloading and start installing the GenyMotion plugin into your Android Studio. So now it is installed. So restart Android Studio. You can see that it is giving you an option, and after installing GenyMotion, it is mandatory to restart your Android Studio, because if you do not restart Android Studio, you will not be able to observe changes in the Android Studio regarding GenyMotion. So restart Android Studio. Okay, and hit OK, and you can see that it will ask you restart Android Studio. So I will restart. So when you will restart your Android Studio, you are going to have a lot of different observing behavior of Android Studio, but a little bit behavior that you will notice that it will have a little bit of the button somewhere. Okay, so now when your Android Studio starts, you will have this button. Click it, and when you will click it, it will ask you for the path of the GenyMotion folder. This is the one-time process. When you will give it the path and you will set it as an emulator, then you can run your apps on GenyMotion. So click here, and in here you will open your C file, and then you will open your program files, and then you will see here GenyMobile. Here it is, GenyMobile. Open it and select this GenyMotion and hit OK. So this is the default path. Okay, so that you need to give here, and then hit apply, and then hit OK. So now your emulator has begun and has been attached with your app. So now we will try running our app on this new emulator of GenyMotion that is fast. So when you will hit this triangular button, the run button, it will give you the option of Nexus. But before doing that, I think I need to click it again. So when you will click that again, this status is off, so turn it on. Okay, so when you will start this, your virtual device of GenyMotion will start running. Okay, so here you can see that status is showing the process. Alright, so the status of your device is on now. So now your emulator has started, and here is the on status. So if I resize this, my emulator, so now you can see that we have something like this. So we'll cross this and we will minimize our emulator, and now we will run our app here. So this is here unknown lollipop. You can see that connected device, in the connected devices list, you have this your emulator of named as Lollipop, that I have named it. So now you need to select this, and when you will hit OK, your app will start running and building on your new emulator.